Year's coming to an end. That means time to look to next school year and look ahead to the future. Joining us now in studio, we have Rebecca Thomas, Autauga County Schools Communications Coordinator. Before the school year ends, you all are having a State of the Schools address. When, where, how can people participate?
Yes, State of the Schools is our annual presentation of all things Autauga County. So we started that last year by visiting each of our communities. We quickly learned, though, that everybody's schedule is hectic. So the online presentation was the most popular, so we're just doing online this year. Tomorrow, beginning at noon, you can watch live, or at any point once we're done, you can watch on demand.
What can people expect without giving away exactly what the superintendent is going to say?
We're going to give you from A to Z how the school year went, what we're looking forward to. So everything from state report card data, how schools are doing, a financial update, some studies we've had commissioned. We're going to give you some results of that. And most importantly, we're going to take feedback from our families, and they can ask questions, give us their feedback, and Superintendent Woodfin will address those live.
This is putting a bow on the end of the school year, looking ahead to next school year, which means we're already talking registration. The new Prattville Kindergarten School is open. You're registering students for that school, and then returning students as well. How does that process work?
Yes, so if my countdown is right, we have 6.5 days left in this school year, which seems unreal. But we're currently taking new student enrollment, which includes kindergarten across our district. We're also doing returning student registration. That kicked off this week, and it kind of rolls on a school-by-school basis. So your school should be giving you more information on that, but it's a quick online update of what you need to update us on and move forward from there.
So for those parents who have bigger kids that are already in the school system, we don't need to do all those documents and searching and all of that stuff.
This is basically an update of contact information, emergency pickup changes, bus rider change information, not verifying where you live, unless you've notified us of an address change.
How are things going with the new PKS?
Good. I think they've settled in. There's artwork on the walls. It's a happy place. They have found their groove.
What is it saying? PKS is the best, is what they've always said at PKS. Now, end of the school year, and sadly that means it's graduation season. Have you had the first graduation yet?
No, it's coming up on Friday. So we begin on Friday, and we have a graduation every day through Thursday of next week.
Wow.
Yes, we're excited. It's the culmination of 13 years in school. For a lot of kids, it is the big major milestone that they are going to achieve first in life. So we're excited to have a front row seat to see all that.
Bittersweet, though. Bittersweet.
Absolutely.
Any changes with graduation ceremonies, policies, or do those vary just school to school?
They're school-based. We have several outside this year, so we are hoping
fingers crossed
that the weather holds up for us.
Well, maybe all of that rain, maybe we got that out last week.
We've had enough rain, so we're hoping sunshine and maybe a little heat, but check your school-based specific details on if you plan to attend graduation.
I know during COVID we had tickets and things like that. Hopefully maybe some of that is out of the way.
Depends on the school, yes.
Depending on the school.
Yes.
So check your school for all of that information. But for the registration, is that school-based or is that kind of district-wide?
That is a centralized district-wide process. We do roll it out by school. So if you're a new student coming to us, you can enroll now, whether you're here in the area or plan to move and you're still in another part of the world. Go ahead and get that done. If you're a returning student, we do roll that out via email, school by school.
That information is really great, too. If you have family members who are military, who you know are heading our way, they can go ahead and at least start looking at what documents they need, what information they need to get ready, because believe it or not, I know May is here, but we're going to look up and August will be here.
It absolutely will.
Before we know. But again, May, we are wrapping up the school year with the State of the Schools address. It is online this year, virtual only. How can people tune in?
Yes, acboe.net is our website. That's where you can submit feedback and ask questions. You will watch live from our YouTube page.
And that is tomorrow at noon. You can submit some questions. You said y'all traveled a lot last year. You realize this is probably the best format for most folks, so you can watch that again tomorrow. Is there a deadline or like time frame of this is when you need your question in by?
No, we will leave that open, and as long as I find your question before we go live, and even if we're discussing something and you have a question about that, if I see it in enough time, we will address it at the end when we do the
okay, Rebecca's going to be monitoring those questions tomorrow, so put all the pressure on her for the State of the Schools address. She'll be keeping an eye on all of those questions, but tomorrow, remind us what time that starts.
Starts at 12. We go till about 1:30. Once we're done with the live, it'll be available on demand for anybody to watch or rewatch.
acboe.net.
Correct.
For that State of the Schools address for Autauga County Schools. As we get ready to end the school year, Rebecca said we got 6 days left, but who's counting? The kids are counting.
Yes,
the teachers.
Everyone is counting at this point.
Rebecca, thanks for joining us here in Alabama Live.